We're two friends who aren't afraid to speak our minds, share our stories, and maybe even get a little messy along the way.
So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get scrappy. We're going to tackle topics that matter, share our opinions, and have some fun doing it.
Real talk, no apologies, unleashing our inner scrappy. This is Two Scrappy Chicks. For our episode, we're going to share our weight loss journeys. As for me, I have been doing Weight Watchers for the last 55 days. I work out about 3 times a week. I have a physical job, and I've been tracking my food, cutting way back on what I eat and making better decisions. And I've only lost 3 pounds to this date. It's very frustrating. I think being a menopause, that it is blocking or it's a very slow road. So I'm going to look into other avenues on what I can do to reach my goal weight.
Yep, and that's where I'm at too, where I have been struggling for a very long time to understand my health challenges, mainly weight. And as I am now postmenopausal, it was virtually impossible, and things were not going in a good direction. So I finally decided to take the shot, the semaglutide shot, to kind of help me along the way. Plus, I'm also looking into hormone replacement therapy. And I'm also doing testosterone. And I have finally started to move that needle in the right direction. So as of Thursday, I was down 11.5 pounds, which is no easy task. And people think just because you have the shot that it's just going to fall off you. That's not true. I've had to really buckle down with my fasting window, very low carb, more animal protein, a little bit of veg, and kicking up my physical activity since I don't have the physical job that you have. I've been sitting on my arse for a very long time.
So have you know how people talk about side effects? Have you had any side effects that weren't pleasant, like started and eventually subsided or not as bad?
In the beginning, nausea was really interesting. I liken it to pregnancy nausea, where I was having to always have something carby, which is what I should not be doing, which I think is why I was kind of stalled in the beginning. But then I learned this adjustment on how to get more blood flow to the liver and my spleen, and that resolved my nausea. And then tiredness. There's a little bit of tiredness that happens within the first few days of the shot. A little bit more tired. But I got to say, overall, I really feel like my digestion is better. Autoimmune issues like my eczema seems to be getting better. Sleeping better. So really, the tiredness for a couple days, slight nausea when I do those adjustments to my liver and my spleen, that disappears. So really, I have to say it's been pretty positive. And now, like I said, it's not magic. It doesn't just fall off. You still have to do your part. But it does help with cravings and hunger. I'm not constantly craving and I'm not constantly hungry.
Okay. So with the tiredness, is this like a crash tired? Is it throughout the day?
Yeah, it's like and I have to liken it because women are going to understand this. Like when you first get your period and how you're just tired, you just want to sleep. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Like the first day or two, I'm just like, I just want to sleep. But then by the third day, I'm fine again.
Yeah.
And then when I space out my shots, like I'll do my semaglutide on Friday morning, and then Monday morning I'll do my testosterone, which has really helped too, by the way. I don't think I'm having any side effects from the testosterone. I have more alertness, and my mood seems to be getting a lot better with that too, and I just feel more myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. We know what it's, well, us older women know the menopause thing, the brain fog, I think
Sleeplessness.
Yeah, going out of my mind. Now, I have always been a night owl. Ever since I can remember. Maybe started junior high, maybe high school. But then I would be impossible to wake up in the morning, cranky as heck. And my mom used to say, I don't know what you're going to do when you have kids because you're going to sleep right through them crying. And you know what? I didn't. I just think when you become mom, you get that mom mode. And when I was raising them, at times I did work. In the beginning with both of them being young, I didn't. And I think the staying up late, that was my me time where I didn't have to worry. You know, everyone's sleeping. Okay, I could do whatever I want. I could watch TV and that. And it seems like it never faded. Now, about maybe last year when I got my cataract surgery, I started going to bed early and I would be up like 5, 6 in the morning. And I was just like, wow, this isn't me. And now I'm pretty much back to, it depends. Like last night I was getting tired at 10, but I pushed it and stayed up till 11 and then finally fell asleep, did my magnesium gummies, and I was up probably around 7:30. But it's funny how you could just lay there and scroll endlessly on your phone, and next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock. Like, it's a time sucker. And I think I need to get better about that. Spending too much time scrolling in the morning. So with the weight loss, with Weight Watchers, you're given a point system. I'm 23 points. There are some foods that are 0 points. I try not to, and they say don't abuse the 0 point stuff because that doesn't give you the free will to overeat. So I don't do that. And I don't deprive myself of what I like, chocolate. Just make different decisions and just becoming more aware of what we put in our bodies. There was a picture going around the internet of people on the beach in the 70s. And they're in bikinis and the board shorts, and there's no obese people. So
that was so rare when we were growing up.
Yeah.
There was nobody that was overweight, really. And you never heard of anybody having autoimmune, severe allergies, arthritis, digestive issues.
I think high school was the first time I heard about the surgery and they called it back then the stomach staple, because a girl who was in one of my classes, I guess she was out with her dad who had the surgery done, and I think they're at the show, and I think he laughed too hard that his staples came loose and they had to take him to the hospital to fix him up. And then ironically, later on in life, she did the same thing.
Yeah.
I've known people that's done the gastric bypass surgery, and once you do it, it's like anything. Like if you lose weight, if you don't want to go back to where you were and how you got there, you got to stick with it. It's a lifestyle, not a diet. And there are perimeters with when you do the gastric bypass, and I've seen people who's done it and gained back some weight, and I've seen others that obviously are doing the work and they're keeping the weight off. I don't know what the requirements are. I don't know if you need to lose a certain amount to do it.
I think you do.
Yeah, I myself would not want to do it.
Because it's not fixing the real underlying issue, which is a metabolic disorder. What's causing the metabolic disorder? Is it or your hormones? Obviously, the food that people are eating, the sad standard American diet, is filled with all kinds of very interesting things, including, which we're hearing a lot about now, is the seed oils, which causes inflammation and can cause you to be hungry all the time. So that's not helping people at all. And so you do have to make a lifestyle change one way or the other. There's not a magic pill, magic bullet, whatever you want to call it, or a magic shot. You're going to have to make the necessary commitment and changes in your life. You're just going to have to do the work. You are. There's no way around it. And then with that being said, I know you and I have also talked about, I know you've heard me complain a lot about how difficult it can be to navigate within the medical system when you are trying to find answers, whether you're going through standard Western medical or even holistic naturopath. It just seems unnecessarily complicated. I don't know if, I know your husband has had some other issues, and he's kind of noticed these obstacles that seem to be put in your way just to get basic necessary care and advocate for yourself. I know that you can relate in terms of some of the issues that your husband has been dealing with on his recovery and his regaining his health journey, how difficult the system can be when you're trying to find answers and trying to find help for yourself.
Yeah, we've both learned, I learned more so with my husband, how you need to advocate. And my husband's been hospitalized several times. And when we were in Florida, they had no clue how to treat him. And I had to tell them how to treat him and then encourage them to call his doctor. But, we're in Florida, so back up in Chicago. And then even at our local hospital, which I won't name, he's been there so many times, and there is one doctor who I truly feel knows how to treat him. And I said, just look at the notes and treat him. His last hospital stay, he was there for 4 days, and it should have only been 2. And we got the records, and we're going to look at it because we think they may have not given him a vital pill because it was so bad. He forgot. He couldn't figure out how to use his phone, and he forgot how to tell time. And he had to reteach himself. And finally, he came out of the fog. But that was pretty scary because, being in hospital, you think they're doing everything right for you. And if you're not, like my husband, he wasn't with it, coherent 100%, you really need somebody there with you to advocate for you.
Always. And that's interesting too, that you were saying, about how you are going to try and get a hold of his records and trying to go through that. I think it's interesting that when you try to, think of this, and I'm trying to, formulate this thought, because when you and I were growing up, our generation was very different. You had one doctor, really. You had your pediatrician, and then you had your family doctor. And sometimes that was the same guy. And they treated everything for you through all stages of your life. Like, they treated every member of the family. They knew exactly what to do. And it seems, again, this is the difficulty with the Western medical system, which is why I think I get so frustrated, is because I know exactly what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, and you know what your husband needs and what you need them to do and what them doing that will accomplish for him. And yet you keep getting these roadblocks because the doctors are no longer GPs, although they can call themselves that. There's always a specialist for everything. then, unfortunately you were out of state when this situation happened with your husband, then you don't even have your doctor there in the same state, and you're relying on them to make a phone call. And it's so odd that they are so resistant, because let's face it, we know people think that they know and they don't know. However, when it comes to medical,
Yeah.
you know your husband. I know me.
Yeah.
And when you're coming up with, now you need this, doctor. When I was talking to you about hormone replacement therapy, which I'm still going to do, getting my weight down, had homocysteine issues, so my blood pressure was high, so they were very reluctant to put me on the estradiol and the progesterone, but trust me, I am going to get myself there, and I will be taking those. But I couldn't get that from my general practitioner. They want to refer me out for everything. And I'm thinking, why am I going to 3 different doctors when this should really be handled by one? So does your husband have like a main GP, or does he have to have the litany of specialists too?
So he switched to the hospital that his hepatologist is under. He switched to them and now has a GP through them, and now has a gastro through them. So if he needs to go to the hospital, then even though they're not there, they're in the system. They could be notified and be involved in his care where we're going. If they didn't call him, then they weren't notified of his care. But whatever he's doing is working.
And what is he doing?
He goes to the gym 3 times a week. He swims for an hour, works out for an hour. I want to say he's doing more of the heavy lifting.
Did you want to share what he's been recovering from and what he's been working on?
Yeah, he has cirrhosis of the liver, and he also has what they call HE, hepatic encephalitis, where if he doesn't take this one pill, he can't function. And his last visit, he asked the doctor, how am I doing? And she's like, the fact that you're following everything, doing everything, and going beyond with, his working out and stuff and the swimming, she said he could probably live the rest of his life with his current liver. How long, I don't know, but there are people that have lived a long time. And he's 4.5 years sober, which is really good because he used the drinking was his coping mechanism. And he has owned it, and he has taken responsibility and said, nobody forced me to drink. Certain things triggered me, but I essentially in the end was the one that drank. So he has owned it, and I think that's the
key.
That's the biggest step.
We all have to take responsibility for our own health, and that can be difficult, I think, for some people to come to that realization.
Mm-hmm.
They either don't feel like they're worthy or capable of doing that, and sometimes it's just easier to just not.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
especially when you're faced with all the stuff that,
mm-hmm.
all the hoops that I feel, and I'm going to call them hoops, that you have to jump through to get, like I said, just answers and basic care. That can be a little daunting, and that might put some people off. And I just want to say, whatever you're dealing with right now, as you have mentioned in the very beginning, you have got to be your own advocate. And if you don't know what to do or what to say, find someone to help you advocate for yourself, because that's going to be the thing that's going to get you through these tough times, through these patches, so that that you're doing your best at least to try and find answers, and you have to maybe get a little unpleasant with people and be a little firm because you know what you need and what you want to accomplish. And people may not be excited about that in terms of, I don't want people to look at me like I'm a rude person, or I'm being pushy. I think you need to be rude sometimes, a little bit, and a little bit pushy.
Yeah.
And with that being said, at the end of the day, you're just trying to help yourself.
Yeah. And you had said earlier about how we only had one doctor. And I remember he was my pediatrician. He wasn't the one that delivered me, but it was the same building of the doctor that delivered me. And then I think I want to say my siblings had him too. Nice Italian doctor with the hair, the pompadour hair. And I seriously still kept seeing him up until, you know what? I want to say past 18. Because I kept getting tonsillitis. Never had to get my tonsils removed, but I kept getting it, and it was the same old, okay, get on the antibiotic. Junior year of high school, he referred me to his doctor that when he got in the motorcycle accident, so that was an orthopedic, and I had the surgery that football players do, the arthroscopic surgery, and that's when they said I had rheumatoid arthritis. And pretty much I've not had to see other specialists. Well, back in 2011, I seen a thyroid specialist because I don't know if you could see them now. I feel like they're not as noticeable, or maybe they shrank. Nodules in my thyroid. And of course, the first thing they're saying is, they're fine. There was nothing wrong with them, but I was being encouraged to get my thyroid removed. And my one friend said, don't do it. And I didn't. And
that was your personal choice based on the information that you had.
And I don't feel them. And does it look like I have? So I think they may have just shrank. And 2013, I was having pain in my abdomen, and it was the gallbladder. And the doctor showed me the picture and said, I can't even do, I guess they do laser now to
break them up.
Break up the, what the heck do they call those? Stones.
Yep. Stones. They are, because I had my gallbladder out in 2001.
And I was a nice weight after that, 'cause stuff was just going right through me. But the menopause and the antidepressant I went on when my mom passed away, and I was struggling. I put the weight on, and I had said to the doctor, you got to take me off. And she's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I go, I put weight on. I don't like this. So here I am, still trying to get the weight off. And my husband has lost, well, let's see. I said he's 221. And so his heaviest was over 250. So I would say about 20 pounds or so he has lost. And I said, and definitely men's bodies and women's bodies are different. I'm like, how did you do it? And he says, I'm pushing myself hard. So I guess his 2-hour workout 3 times a day. And then when he doesn't have a week. Yeah, there we go. 3 times a week. And when he's not doing his gym day, he goes for a walk. It's about a mile that he goes, but he puts on a weighted vest and brings weights with.
Wow.
I can't remember how many pounds he does. And then he bought a bicycle because his other one had the bar going across, and he has balance issues. And that's another thing he's going for is physical therapy and a neurologist to even his balance. And so the bike that he got is doesn't have the bar going across, and it's not a girl's bike. It's a tandem bike. And he's been riding that. And yeah, he's really
he's doing a lot of things for himself.
Yeah.
He's taken the initiative, he's taken the responsibility, and he's taken the steps. And like I said before, there's not going to be an easy way to do this. You're just going to have to make the necessary steps, do the necessary things. It may not be fun, may not be sexy, but it's necessary because you are going to feel so much better. And you said he feels better.
Yeah.
He said how great he feels.
And I have a physical job, and right now I have my watch set at 6,000 steps, and I hear conflicting stuff about the steps. People are like, oh, you got to do 10,000. And then I hear, well, the amount of steps required it's dependent on your weight, your current weight, and what you want to be at. And when I look into it, it's an app to pay for. And I was just like, I just want the free information.
Right.
Still looking.
And don't you feel like information should be pretty much free at this point?
Yeah. Something so simple. Just tell me, how much is it? How many steps?
Right. No.
For my goal.
Right.
I'm at this weight for my goal.
Right.
It's crazy. So, and I will admit there's days I'm just like, I don't want to go to the gym. And I'll ask you, should I go to the gym? And I'm like, why am I asking you? It's like I'm asking you permission.
I know. Well, it's funny that you say about the permission thing. And I try to be very encouraging with you and with myself and with my other female friends, women who are not only our age, but even younger, who are struggling with hormone issues and weight. And it just seems to be a topic that was not discussed up until our generation, really. Like our mothers and our grandmothers never talked about this stuff with us.
Yeah.
And I feel so grateful that we're at a point where we are able to sit here and have a conversation about menopause, about hormone issues, about hormone replacement therapy, about, treatments and this weight issue and everything, and then not being made to feel guilty or wrong or bad that you're going through this. It's a natural process, and there are things that can help us. I'm just really grateful that we're able to do that for each other. But I will tell people, you're different. 6,000 steps for you may be phenomenal. For me, I'd probably die. I can't get to 6,000 steps. Or, for me, 3,000 may be perfect for now, where I'm at right now at this stage. Yeah. And for you, because you do have such a physical job, you've been active. And I told you that is going to serve you so well because you've kept moving. Whereas I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum because I've had a desk job for so long. I'm really behind the 8 ball trying to just regain strength and better mobility. But even so, like you said, can't I just ask a question for where I'm at right now? Just general. I don't expect it to be spot on. I don't expect to get professional doctor opinion. But how many steps would be great for me at this weight, at my current level of physical activity? They know it. They don't want to tell us. Right?
You know what? This would be a good question for ChatGPT or AI.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to look into that and see what it comes back and says. Sometimes what they say isn't always correct.
Right. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you want a little more information? You can try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, what have you lost? Nothing.
Yeah.
Try it. Why not?
Because I have a Samsung watch, and before that, and I meant to bring that, the other watch I was using, so you could try it out. I'm going to have to do that next time. I feel like that watch was more accurate than the Samsung. So I, of course, got to do research and see, hey, do I need to do some calibration in that? And I did. And it said, make sure the sensor's clean and where it's positioned on you and
Mm-hmm.
all that. And I think I see improvement because, like, the other day I looked and I wasn't even paying attention. I think it's the days I don't pay attention to my steps, and then I go to look. I'm surprised. Holy cow.
You did so many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think 2 days this week I was over 7,000.
Wow.
Now, last night before going to bed, I was close to the 6,000. So I just stood in place and
Right.
did my steps because I want to be consistent with the 6,000. I feel guilt after coming home and I sit down and eat and then I get sucked into the TV. I feel guilt that I'm sitting, and I was just like, I was active all day, but I think I need to try. So if you think about it, so my husband's doing 3 workouts a week. That's 6 hours. And then he's doing walks. Now, I don't know if he's doing 1 or 2 because he's doing this when I'm not home. So if he's doing the walks, and I don't know what his steps are at. I think he's at 5,000. So I don't know what his steps goal is at. So I'm trying to, but men's bodies are different. I swear they can gain and complain, but man,
They can
they
drop
lose
it, no problem.
If I could drop 20 pounds, I'd be so happy. And so I gotta look at that, what he does on his off days. Because like I said, he said that he's like, I'm pushing myself hard. So I think maybe I need to. And I also found out that weightlifting is good. So I've started with that. Now it's only 20 pounds that I'm lifting on the dumbbell.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the weighted bands.
Yeah. And then I do, what do we call circuit machines.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then my elliptical bike at the gym. I do a mile. And then I'll hop on the treadmill or I'll walk the track in the gym.
Yeah.
And then at home we have a treadmill and we have free weights, and we talked about getting a dumbbell and free weights. And I think I got to start doing that, or maybe I need to start doing what he does with the weighted vest and the weights and walk up to the park. Except the one thing he does do when he gets to the park is there's a hill. So he's
going up the hill.
He's going up the hill. And I don't know how steep it is, but it's got to be 10 plus feet.
Work out those glutes.
And then come down. And so maybe I told him I need to go with you on the
See
walk
what he's doing.
and see what he's doing.
Well, I was going to suggest that, because you guys have dinner together every evening, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys are done with dinner, you guys should go together.
Yeah.
When he goes and be like, come with me. Let's go, like you said, show me what you do. I'm really interested in this. Since you're doing so well.
And I think I heard if you're going to go work out, they said to eat something, even if it's like a protein bar or something, before you go work out.
Again, I think that's going to be a personal decision. I always felt like I did better and had more energy when I would work out during my fast, and then broke the fast with something small and then had like a smaller meal, because that's what I'm doing now. I won't eat until I'm done with my physical activity. And because I am working, I will take, whatever. But I usually don't eat until like 10 o'clock in the morning. And then by 2 o'clock, I'm done. And then that's my whole eating window from 2 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next day. But the mornings, for me, I'm a morning person, as you know, because I'm in bed. I hit the sheets early. But I do my workouts when I'm up in the morning. That's what gets me going. I do my Beamer. I do my stretches. I do my, I call it my physical therapy rehab, because you were diagnosed young with the rheumatoid arthritis, and I was diagnosed in my 30s with osteoarthritis, which we all know now are inflammatory disorders. And I know for me, it's part of my metabolic disorder that I'm working on and managing that, and going to lose weight. We're going to do it. We're going to get healthy, but
going to go do it.
I'm going to go do it. Let me. And I won't eat, and I've cut back on coffee. I've actually cut back a lot on water. I think I told you, because I was pushing a lot of water. I didn't feel like it was doing me any good.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, like 9:30, then I start to feel actually hungry. Then I'll prepare something, again, more animal protein, beef, chicken, some fish, and a vegetable. And honest to God, I cannot, like you have a different threshold with the semaglutide. You're not as hungry. You cannot eat as much, which is for me is good. So that one meal will actually last me until 2 o'clock. So by the time it's 2 o'clock, I'll have finished it. I'm still full, and that tides me over. Even if I feel a little peckish, I'll just do a little water or tea or something, and I'm good.
So you're not after 2 o'clock. So between 10 and 2, that's your eating.
Except for today, because you're over here and we're chatting and enjoying our nosh. But usually by 2 o'clock, done.
And nothing until the next day. But are you like drinking water or something?
Yes, and I'll do like those probiotic. That's kind of the one thing I love in my little drinks. I don't know what the name of this one is. It's in the refrigerator. But I'll do that with some ice and a little bit of stevia to sweeten it. And
Aldi has probiotic water, and I bought it. And it has the flavor like powder.
Oh, okay.
In the top where you sip. And I was like, I could not figure it out how to peel it or anything. And I wondered if because I put it in the fridge, if that's why. I just had to take a knife and just
cut it out
and then put the powder in there. But now the water doesn't have a cap, and I put it in the fridge and hope it doesn't get spilled. I'll have to drink it later.
And how do you feel you do with that?
Oh, this is my first time trying it.
Oh, okay.
I just bought one to try it to see what it tastes like. We talked about the
hum. I like the hum.
Oh, the hum supplements. There, that's right.
I seem to do pretty well with that.
Both of us, you're doing just the powder.
Yes.
And I'm doing the powder and the flat, I think it's the flat tummy and the flat plus tummy. And I can share.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the flatter me fiber.
Yeah. And I can share a link.
Yeah, to what we're doing. We'll do that. We'll share a link. We're kind of bouncing around on different topics, but we'll go through and we'll kind of bullet point the specific things that we're talking about. So in case you have any questions, want to look into this for yourself, I'm going to always encourage you to advocate for yourself. And part of advocating for yourself is having information and having knowledge. Always get the information. You may not agree with me. You don't have to. I am not a doctor. I am not licensed in anything that's health related. I am just speaking from my own personal experience, what's working for me and where I've been, what I'm doing now, and hopefully where this can take me. But we can definitely share that information so that you can get the information as well, make your own decisions.
Yes. Yes.
So that's our first podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Jazz. Thanks for tuning in, chicks. Join us next time for more real talk and scrappy vibes. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast for more fun content. We are at 2 Scrappy Chicks on Instagram. Again, that's 2 Scrappy Chicks podcast. Real talk, no apologies. Unleashing our inner scrappy. Have a great day.